Hi, this is Tomina from Flynn, and you're listening to Collision Radio. Hello.
Hi, Tomina, it's Kat. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And how are things going with Flynn Effect at the moment?
Really good. We're very busy, getting ready for tour and getting ready for the release. And yeah, it's been a little bit hectic, but always great. Always fun.
You guys actually, well, it says you hit the live scene in 2014. So can I ask how you actually got together? Was it a school project, something out of school? Is it your first band?
No. We actually met by chance. I used to be in another band at the time, and Jesse and our drummer at the time, Jeff, they were in a band called Lead Light Rose some years ago, and they were looking for a new singer for a new project, and I got approached by Jeff and went and auditioned for what became Flynn Effect.
Right.
So, it was just really spontaneous. I auditioned, they liked me, and the rest is history.
Yeah, and well, with the new EP that you've got coming out in July 6th, you've actually have released an album in the past, and you say you're going in a new direction with it, but when I listen to some of the tracks from Skin, the only thing I can really see in a new direction is that your new music's more positive as opposed to Skin being, kind of a bit of an angrier album.
Yeah, well, Skin was our first album. We had another one after that, which came out last year called Obsidian, which was a little bit heavier than Skin, a little bit more varied.
Right.
And the EP went in a bit more of an electronic direction, and the structure's got a little bit more different as well. Other than your verse, chorus sort of thing, we've kind of expanded a little bit on that. And we are working on the third album as well. So this is a little bit of a bridging release for us. It was more so we have this collection of songs that work together well. We want to go on tour, and we just want to introduce something new to people, basically in the anticipation for the new album. But,
go on.
Yeah, they just work together well, and it's a cohesive whole for us, I think, and hopefully everyone enjoys it.
Yeah, well, so you kind of started off and you were heading in a heavier direction, but then you started getting experimental and sort of decided to do your own thing and not fit in with the heavy scene.
Yeah, we're definitely more of a pop band, I think, than people realize. We get classed as a metal band quite often, but we're not really. We're definitely a lighter sort of end of the spectrum. And I think we're heading into that direction with the new material as well. It's just a little bit more melodic, a little bit more positive, as you said.
Yeah, but I don't think you fit into the pop genre either.
Okay. Each to their own. Yeah. What we love is big melodies, and that's always been our thing.
Well, you're a crossover band. Let's say you're a band that, for people who aren't just into pop and aren't into heavy, but you're kind of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. And you've actually been lucky enough to share the stage with Lacuna Coil, Wednesday 13, Davey Suicide and Seether so far.
Yes.
What was it like sharing the stage with some of those massive artists?
It's really quite surreal. I mean, you never really start in this industry thinking that you're going to go that way. Obviously, you always hope that that's going to be the case, but not many people get to do it. So we're very thankful that, these promoters and booking agents decided to give us the opportunity. And we always just go into those shows thinking, well, let's just hope that we can do this justice, that we can be a good support artist for this massive artist that we're supporting, and opening for. So it's always very humbling, and, we're very thankful that anyone will trust us to do the job, and hopefully we've done it well.
Well, can I ask, what do you think you learnt from, meeting and watching those bands close up?
I think you definitely learn that they're, people like us, and they're very, very, easy to work with and very humble and very approachable. And I think a lot of people think that that's not the case, and, that's saying that you should never meet your idols. But actually, we've had some really positive experiences. And I think the longer, they've been in the industry for so long, and we've looked up to those artists ourselves, even, when we were starting out. With Seether, for example, I remember being a teenager and listening to them so many years ago before I even started seriously thinking about a career in music. But to actually play with them is it's quite surreal. But you get to know them and kind of see that they're lovely, lovely people, and that's really encouraging.
Yeah, and you do have a theatrical live show, and Lacuna Coil are a female-led band that are quite theatrical as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were spectacular. So I really hope they come back so I can, get to watch them as an audience.
Is there someone that you really want to support that you haven't had the chance to yet, or they haven't been to Australia recently?
Oh, there's so many, but I think personally, my biggest dream is to support Carnival or Birds of Tokyo because I'm such a huge fan. So, they'll always be the two that are highest on my bucket list.
Right.
I think that would be incredible. There's a couple of international bands that I currently really love, like Ginger and Avatar. And, if they come to Australia, I would absolutely love to support them. That would be awesome.
Isn't the guy from Carnival also the guy from Birds of Tokyo?
He is, indeed.
Yeah. So obviously someone that you've looked up to.
Well, Carnival was actually what kickstarted me to take career in music seriously because I had just moved to Australia from Bulgaria.
All right.
And, I was a little bit clueless as to what I wanted to do. And I remember seeing them in this pub on the Sunshine Coast and being so inspired. I really left that venue thinking to myself, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I think the way that he conducted himself and the way he used his voice was really inspirational to me and it really kickstarted me somehow. Right. So he will always have that sort of role in me. His performance basically steered the direction that my life headed into. And that's an enormous thing. Usually that comes from parents, friends, surroundings, partners, that sort of thing. And for me, it just came from them. It'd be amazing to be on the same bill.
Can I ask how old you were when you moved here from Bulgaria?
I was 18. I had just turned 18. So, 11 years ago now.
Well, you don't seem to have a strong accent.
No, not anymore, but I used to. I definitely used to.
So you've really become an Aussie since you came here?
I believe so, definitely.
Yeah. And I guess you didn't get the musical influence from your family, but you got maybe the courage to step out and live your dreams by them bringing you here.
Yeah, my mom is a singer, so I think we've always had that sort of musical tone in our family. But yeah, she's definitely the one I need to thank for being here in the first place. I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't here. Australia is a great musical landscape. You really feel like you can achieve something here. And I don't really feel that Eastern Europe is that kind of place, that's very nurturing to artists in any way. Yeah. At least it wasn't when I was there. So I got really lucky to be here at all.
Well, it's really good that you say Australia. I mean, Australia does have amazing bands and there is massively world-class bands here, but on the same level, it's quite a tough place to get anywhere commercially as a band because of the restricted, radios and that'll play even rock bands in this country.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, it's probably a little bit more difficult than Europe, for example, especially certain genres. By the same token, I don't live there. I don't really know what the landscape is like. From the outside, it looks like it's an easier place to tour, for example. There's more places to go. You can be in the next country in a few hours, which we don't have here in Australia. It really is a lot more expensive to tour here. And at the same time, it's, sounds more expensive to tour the US, for example. And I think the main thing for us has always been, let's actually have some sort of base in Australia. Let's tour as much as we can. Let's play as much as we can and just see what happens. And I mean, it's always such a strange profession to be in because everything is uncertain. And no matter how much you invest and no matter how good you are, there's absolutely no guarantee of success, not even a little bit. So, you have to be of a certain mindset to even enter that realm. To know that, it's a very scary place to be. There's zero security in everything you do.
And yeah, you can't just put all your effort in and then relax. You've got to continue constantly building. Yeah,
the main thing I think for any artist, whether existing or thinking about starting to do this, is just to remember that you can put all your effort in. You can be amazing at your craft. You can work 24/7 to make it happen, and you can still fail. And I think that is the one thing that once you're at peace with that, you can actually start to really just look at it from a different perspective and understand that failure is a major part of it, and it's always going to be.
Yeah, but then you can also, be happy in the fact that you can create your own music, and even if you build a small following that are loyal, you
Yes,
can,
of course.
yeah, create
but
your
I
craft.
think you really need to be realistic about how you approach that kind of career. Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, there's so many artists that are touring and they're successful on paper, but, we still all have jobs, and I think that's very important for at least young musicians to understand that you're likely not going to be in a position to live off of this. And once you're at peace with that, you can actually focus on doing the work.
Yeah. Well, can I ask about, the new EP Monument? You had I'm looking at the artwork for the single, which is the EP artwork.
The EP artwork is the greenish one, and the single one is the blue version of that.
Right. So can I ask where the artwork came from? Is it internal from within the band, or?
No, we actually came across this artist online, and he only has a specific profile on Tinder, so he was uncontactable by us, which was very sad. But he had a series of images that we've actually used for all the covers, because there's a new single coming out. That's a bit of a surprise, but it's about a couple of weeks away, and all the artworks are basically from the same artist, the same succession of images. Mm-hmm. I think once all three of them come out, it'll really make sense for people. So we'll wait a little bit longer, and it'll all be out there.
Yeah, so you're pretty busy now, like making sure you keep pumping out the music.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not planned. Once something happens and we're happy with it and it makes sense, that's when we release it. It's not intentional. The EP definitely wasn't. It's just something that came together and we were like, okay, well, this is a cohesive whole. Let's just release it. So usually it's not intentional. Obviously, an album cycle takes 4 or 5 months to really get into. But yeah, this one's out in July, and hopefully in a year or so we'll have the third album, which we're already working on. So We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. And, you are doing a tour for the EP, which you're doing a single tour actually at the moment, not an EP tour.
That's right. The EP comes out after the tour is finished.
Yeah.
So we are in Newcastle on the 22nd of June. We're in Sydney on the 23rd, in Brisbane on the 29th, and in Melbourne on the 1st of July. And a few days later, the EP's out.
Yeah. Well, so then is this so that you can, in the next couple of months, do a EP tour as well?
We don't have one planned at the moment just because we have one pretty major one coming up later in the year, but I can't talk about it, I'm afraid. So this will be the only chance, I think, that people will be able to see us for the next few months. But, if anyone's keen, it's probably going to be a while till the next one.
Oh.
But yeah, come on out and see us.
You're not allowed to say I can't talk about it on this show.
Yeah.
No, I'll let you off. So tonight you are actually starting the tour at the Hamilton Station in Newcastle. And then the 23rd is the Hideaway Bar in Sydney. The 29th, the Back Room in Brisbane, which is your hometown show. And then you're popping down to Melbourne on the 1st of July, the Workers Club in Melbourne, which is a great venue. I'm sure you've probably played there before. Yeah,
it's going to be our third show there.
Your third?
Yes.
Right. Well, it's your home away from home.
Oh, Melbourne really is. Yeah, it's definitely our second home.
And it looks like you got some pretty good supports on this one, and tickets are available from FlynnEffectMusic.com.
That's right. So there's links there for each show. And hopefully we'll see a lot of people. So.
Yeah. And I'll tell people too that you are Flynn Effect Music on Facebook, as well as FlynnEffectMusic.com is your website. And I just actually clicked on your website. I love the photo you've got on there. And I did look up what Flynn Effect means. It's a substantial and long-sustained increase in both fluid and crystallised intelligence test scores.
Yes, it's quite early.
So who came up with that name?
We were tossing around a few different names, and I think this is the only one that we weren't fighting over. And it just kind of stuck around. And then once we had kind of established a bit of a presence in Brisbane and released a couple of things, it kind of just stuck around and it became the name. So there's no cool story behind it. Yeah, it just stuck around.
It sounds fitting because you sound like you're an intelligent band with your head on your shoulders quite well about the industry, and you're fluid in what you do with your music and where you're heading.
No, thank you.
Yeah. And we, of course, look forward to the new album, the new EP Monument coming out, but
Yep.
also the tour you have coming.
Yeah, we're very excited. Very, very excited.
The single Believer is available now on all, I guess, electronic platforms. And I guess you're not going to actually even, because the EP's released, you're not going to have that available at these shows, but you will have your past two albums and your other merch available?
Yeah, so we basically decided that it's going to be a digital-only release just this time around. You know, we've seen that that's what our fans really prefer. But obviously the other albums and all sorts of merchandise will be available at the shows, so there's definitely something for everyone to take home if they choose to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it sounds great, and it looks like you're going to be an exciting band to keep an eye on. You do have that kind of European flavour to you.
Thank you.
Maybe you have brought that from your growing up or from your mother's influence, and I guess when you do hit Europe, you're going to do quite well over there and probably have a blast.
Oh, you know, it really is a dream of ours to get over there, and hopefully we get a chance to.
Is there something that you'd like to say to your Flynn Effect fans or to possible new fans?
Well, to our existing fans, I just want to thank them for their support. Obviously, everything we're doing is for them, and they've been quite remarkable. We hope they enjoy the new material, and anyone who wants to check us out, I hope you enjoy what you hear, and, you know, come out and support us if you want to, and obviously support your local bands in your town because we all need you, and, you know, a show is always great when there's a few people there, so head out to your local gigs.
And from the reviews I've read, I think you're a band that definitely people need to go and see live.
I really hope so. That's been our aim from the beginning. So hopefully we can just make people happy. It's the ultimate goal, really. Yeah.
And you are an exciting band. And, like, seriously, I've heard too much in recent years about there's not enough, you know, female bands that are worthy of festivals and that. But it's just so wrong. And you're definitely one of the bands that
Thank you so
are
much.
worthy. You should be on Download Festival next year. Let's make sure that happens.
Oh, look, that would be a dream come true for sure.
Yeah. Good luck with everything, and we look forward to the EP Monument coming out. And I will just quickly once again say your website is flynneffectmusic.com, and that is where the tickets are available. And you do have links to all your social media on there.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you so much. You have a great day, and we'll
Thanks,
talk
you
again.
too,
Maybe we'll
Yes.
catch up when you can talk about this big tour at the end of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
That's okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.